The director of the first two Harry Potter films, Chris Columbus, has come forward and addressed the whole J.K. Rowling turf situation. But J.K. Rowling responded to him, and she ate him up, I fear. He said, quote, "Everyone in the cast has their own opinion, which is different from J.K. Rowling's opinion, which makes it impossible." He also goes on to say, "I like to sometimes separate the artist from the art. That's important to do. It's unfortunate what's happened. I certainly don't agree with what she's talking about. It's very sad." Everybody has something to say about JK, and luckily she's a writer and she has something to say back. She says, "As another man who once worked with me declares himself saddened by my beliefs on gender and sex, I thought it might be useful to compile a list for handy reference. Which of the following do you imagine makes actors and directors who aren't involved with the HBO reboot of Harry Potter so miserable?" Now she's going to list her beliefs here, and we can see and maybe pontificate on which one Chris Columbus has an issue with. She says, "Is it my belief that women and girls should have their own public changing rooms and bathrooms? That women should retain female-only rape crisis centers? That men don't belong in women's sports? That female prisoners shouldn't be incarcerated with violent men and male sex offenders? That women should remain a protected class in law because they have sex-specific needs and issues? That language should reflect reality rather than ideological jargon, especially in the medical context? That women shouldn't be harassed, persecuted, or fired for refusing to pretend humans can change sex? That women should not be threatened with violence and rape when they assert their rights? That freedom of speech and belief are essential to a pluralistic democratic society? That troubled minors, especially those who are gay, autistic, and trauma experienced, should be given mental health support instead of irreversible surgeries and drug treatments on non-existent evidence of benefit? That gay people shouldn't be pressured to include the opposite sex in their dating pools, nor should they be smeared as genital fetishists when they don't? That cross-dressing heterosexual male fetishists aren't actually oppressed, but having the time of their lives, piggybacking off of gender identity ideology. That said ideology and the privileged blinkered fools pushing it because they suffer zero consequences themselves have done more damage to the political left's credibility than Trump and Farage could have achieved in a century? Let me have your thoughts. So let me have your thoughts, Chris Columbus, on that. I mean, she gave you quite the list. I am very curious to hear which one it is that he so disagrees with that he felt the need to mention this in this interview.